Hey guys, what's going on? Eric with driverlineup.com. I'm walking over to a really weird spot in this rest area because this rest area is loud. I mean, holy cow, it's loud. Every single truck over there is idling. It's freaking loud. Rest area on 75 in Georgia. Taking a break. Don't really need to take a break, but I'm trying to kill some time. We had a really crazy afternoon / evening. I told you guys in, man, this light is terrible. Let me try to stay still for you, see if my arm can hold up. But I told you guys in the last video that, I think it was the last video or the one before that we were taking a break and we left our trailer at the last receiver because they didn't have lumpers coming in to be able to unload it for like 8 or 9 hours. So we weren't going to sit there for all that time, so they got them to sign the bills and let us go on our own way, and you know, we went and took our break. So I got my 34-hour reset in, got my 70-hour clock back, and now Jenna is finishing her 34-hour reset. She's asleep right now, that's why I'm not filming in the truck. So they pre-planned us that load to California, which I told you guys I rejected, and then we took the really good $3 a mile load with 3 stops in Florida. And I messaged dispatch before I accepted that load, the weekend dispatch, and I said, hey, I just want to make sure my trailer, my empty, is still at that receiver, because we told the receiver, hey, you know, they were really nice to us. They were happy they didn't have to pay us detention because we didn't want to sit there for 8 or 9 hours. So they were really nice to us. So yeah, we'll keep the trailer. So, you know, I said, I just want to make sure my empty trailer is there at the receiver, which was like 20 miles away from the truck stop we were at. And weekend dispatch replies, yep, looks like the trailer's still there. You're good to go. There's a truck coming, so I'm gonna try to get out of the way. Actually, it's a little quieter in here too. Light's terrible. Sorry guys, it is what it is. Anyway, so they says, yeah, your trailer's still there. You're good to go. So we pack up, head down there to get that empty trailer. This is north of Atlanta, and I felt like when we were pulling in that place, I felt like, I don't know, I just felt that trailer was not going to be there. I don't know why I felt that way, but I felt that way. And we pulled in there and there was no prime trailer, not our trailer, not any prime trailer. So someone had come and ganked our trailer within like 30 minutes because he had confirmed that he could, you know, they can ping the trailers and they can see exactly where they're at. He had confirmed that trailer was there probably 30 or 40 minutes before we got there to get the trailer. So someone had come to get that trailer. Try to use my arms. This sucks. But anyway, someone had come to get the trailer in that time frame, and it kind of taught me to make sure that trailer is still attached to you. You can see that if you're a Prime driver, you can go into your Prime app, look at your truck, and then click the trailer tab and you can see your trailer. Well, I immediately went into that tab, and sure enough, the trailer had been detached from me. So I could have seen that hours earlier. I'm guessing what happened is at some point during the night, someone at Prime detached that trailer from me. And so everybody else at Prime, all the other fleet managers, all the other dispatchers could see that trailer was sitting there and wasn't attached to a truck, because weekend dispatch looked at it and said, well, the trailer's still there, but that didn't mean that it was actually attached to my truck. I don't mean like physically attached. I mean like in the system, they attach a trailer to you, and then, you know, that trailer is assigned to you. So I learned a lesson there. Always, when you're empty somewhere where you're not, religiously check the app to make sure that trailer is still attached to your truck number. And if it's not, you know, make some calls, because if it's not attached to your truck number, anybody can come, you know, they can send anybody to come get it. They just assume that trailer is available and it's empty and it's ready to go. So So yeah, we lost our empty and didn't have a whole lot of time to get to the 01 because I couldn't leave earlier because I was waiting for my clock to reset, and I didn't want Jenna to start her clock because she was already now into her 34. His truck's coming, so it's gonna get loud here for a second. So I didn't want to, start her clock because that would have messed her 34 up, and I only had a couple hours before I got my 70-hour clock back. So we kind of waited and had a little bit of a tight window there, but and then we get to that receiver and trailer's gone. So now here we are, have accepted a $1,900 600-mile load, which is a great load. Didn't have an empty trailer. So I messaged dispatch, hey, this trailer's not here, we're kind of screwed right now. And then this wild goose chase begins of we went to 3 different customer codes. And they were sure there was empty trailers there, and nope, no empty trailers in any of them. In fact, the third place that we went that they sent us, there were 7 prime bobtails there circling like piranhas trying to get an empty trailer. And as if it weren't bad enough for all of us bobtails there trying to get a trailer, there was 3 trucks that had arrived there while we were there with loads. So their lives were really bad because they were dropping off loaded trailers and needed empty trailers to leave. So in all this, you imagine showing up at a receiver with a loaded trailer thinking you're going to drop and hook and take an empty trailer and go on about your way. That didn't happen for those guys. They showed up with loads, said, hey, I'd like to get an empty. Not going to happen. And not only is it not going to happen, there's 7 bobtails sitting outside the gate waiting for empty trailers. So and we talked to prime drivers and said, look, there's no empties up here. No, not any. All of them had gone to different customer codes, couldn't find empties. So there's no empty trailer anywhere in the area. So we were like, okay, we're gonna have to bail out on this load at any given moment, because it was getting to the point where we were north of Atlanta. We had to go down to Macon to get this load. And you guys know that means you got to drive through Atlanta. And we didn't know the condition of the trailer either. Did it need a washout? Did it need fuel? All those questions we didn't have answers for. We were getting down to the point of only having 4 hours. Sorry guys, the noise that keeps going by. I'm doing my best here. So anyway, I'll let him pass. And he just went into the wrong lane, so that's amazing. So anyway, I literally wrote out a message and sent it to dispatch and said, look, I got to bail out on this load. Because, it was becoming a situation where if we didn't have a trailer that we were attached to within 20 or 30 minutes, that we weren't going to make the appointment. And then as soon as I sent that message, I get a message from dispatch saying, there is a trailer. He gave me the number at Bass Pro Distribution Center in Macon. Gave me the trailer number. He said, it's right there. I'm going to attach it to you. No one else can go get it. Go get it. And that was 107 miles from where I was. So it was really tight. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to lose this load, so I'm going to haul ass down there, but I can't make any promises. If that trailer's not there, or if it's in a condition that I can't get it ready for the pickup, we got to have a conversation about that. So we hauled ass as best as we could, bobtailed down through Atlanta, down through all that construction on 75, which was terrible, 42-minute delay. So I'm like, stressing out the whole way. We get to Bass Pro. It's closed on Saturdays and Sundays. So, we just, the gate was open. We just went in there, found that trailer. There was nobody to talk to, no open offices, no yard dogs. We went and found that trailer, and it was pretty dirty. I mean, candy stuck to the floor, just tons of pieces of pallet, literal dirt from the front to the back. I don't know how they get so much dirt in a trailer like that. But there was no washout that was open nearby. Blue Beacon would be back the other direction in Jackson, Alabama, or Georgia, I believe. The washes that were down here, or between us and the shipper, which was only 20 miles away, weren't open. So Jen and I are back there just sweeping that trailer out, like scrubbing the floor with wipes and stuff, trying to get all the stickiness off. And then we had to get that trailer pre-cooled down to -10 in just 20 miles, which we only had like 45 minutes to get to. So, it's Georgia. Fortunately, it's not August, but it's still 78, 79 degrees. That trailer was 79 degrees. So then that battle began of hoping that trailer is cold enough by the time we got to the shipper to where they'd let us use it for that live load. And then there was also the stress of knowing that I was getting there at the end of the window, which was, I think, 3 or 4 hours for a live load. And then I had to be in Florida, down in the Tampa area, by 0900. So, if that live load took 3 or 4 hours, then now I'm in trouble getting to the 02. And if I'm in trouble getting to the 02, am I now in trouble getting to the 03 and a 90? So I'm afraid of this really profound negative domino effect, by being there at the end of the live unload window. And so haul Bud over there to the shipper, and there's several trucks in line, and I'm like, okay, this is good because because that reefer is not at -10 yet. And I think it was down to like 1 degree by the time that I got to the guard shack, and guard comes out and says, well, I got good news for you. Your trailer's already loaded and ready to go. And I'm like, he said, you shut the reefer off. So you gotta be kidding me, man. I was stressing out. He said, oh yeah, you didn't have to have it pre-cooled. We turned you into a dropping hook. Your trailer's ready to go. So all that afternoon and evening of just busting butt everywhere trying to find a trailer, finally finding one, cleaning the crap out of it and hoping that it can get cold enough to where they'll let it through the gate. And we didn't even need to have it pre-cooled because they had gone ahead and loaded a trailer and had it ready. So I was in and out of there in no time. In fact, ahead of time, because now I have to sort of just take my time getting down to Florida. I can't get to this 02 too early. So, here I am chilling out of the rest area for 30 minutes when I don't really need to. And then I'll stop somewhere down there in Florida and put some fuel in the reefer, and then Jenna will drive it in the rest of the way. But anyway, sometimes, man, when you're in an area where there's no empties and you lose your trailer for whatever reason, it can be a royal pain in the ass. And I would recommend you prime drivers out there, if you leave your empty somewhere and go somewhere, check your Prime app and make sure that trailer is still attached to your truck. And if it's not, contact dispatch and say, hey, reattach this, that's my trailer, reattach it, give them the reasons for it. For us, we'd already negotiated with the receiver. They knew that was our trailer. They knew we'd be back. And so we find out too that they said, well, another driver needed the trailer, so we just figured we'd find you one. Well, that other driver only got the trailer like 20 minutes before we did, so all that did was create the same problem for us that driver had. And I'm not trying to be an ass about it, but you solved a problem by creating another problem. So if that trailer had been picked up like 12 hours earlier, okay, I get it. The driver needed a trailer. Do what you got to do. I've been that driver, so I get it. But the fact that driver only got that trailer 20 minutes before we got there, you're solving that problem and creating the exact same problem that driver had for us. So make sure, if you leave an empty somewhere and you go back and get it, and you're planning on going back and get it, and you have a good reason for it, make sure to look in the app a few times to make sure that trailer wasn't detached from your truck number. Because once it gets detached, if it vanishes from your app, it's fair game for anybody. And that burned a lot of time for us having to go back there when the trailer wasn't, it wasn't there. So we didn't have to go there. We could have started our trailer hunt early and not have gone 20 miles out of our way and then 20 miles to another place to look for a trailer, and then several more miles to go to another trailer, which I have to pay for those miles. As my lease truck, I pay for those miles, and and I don't get paid for those miles. Just running around looking for an empty trailer, it's a pain in the ass, man. So anyway, we're on our way down to Florida. Got this load, amazing $3 a mile load. We'll probably get that orange colored stuff out of Florida, which would be about $1 a mile. You guys know what I'm talking about, but still, it'll make it $2 a mile round trip in and out of Florida. I'm happy with that. So that's my check-in for tonight. Thanks, guys. Be safe out there, make good decisions, and always drive to thrive. Talk to you soon.